I don't think Jimbo Fisher supports him.
No, the bad part is Jimbo Fisher does support him because he's winning Jimbo Fisher games and he's boosting Jimbo Fisher's pocket. And like we said before, it's all about money. The guy that doesn't support him is the athletic director of Florida State. That guy wants him gone. But because you know who the second most powerful person in Tallahassee is, you got the governor and then you got the football coach of Florida State. He has that much pull that he's like, you're not taking my star away because you'll see what happens.
I think he's gone either way. If he chooses not to go into the NFL, you're going to see him transfer. Or I think he's going to enter the draft based on the fact that Mel Kiper at the beginning of last season, at the beginning of the season, Mel Kiper had him listed as the number 1 overall pick.
Now he's 20.
As did everybody else.
Now he's 20-something.
No, now he's in the second round. And it's got nothing to do with athletic ability. It's got everything to do with what's between his ears.
Yep.
And he was listed as a potential NFL or Major League Baseball draft pick as a pitcher in like the 5th to 10th round. Now he's completely off that too for the same thing. Someone just needs to grab this kid up by the shoulders and go, dude, what the hell? Does Ryan Leaf not taught anybody anything?
Yeah, you can't fix stupid.
I can't even go as far as to blame immaturity anymore. Like, I defend the road saying he's an immature kid. But after a while, even immature kids learn. You know, after the crab legs, immaturity.
Now he gets somebody to
after
go
the
in.
DB guy, immaturity. After that shit with the video or yelling in the student union, it's more of like, man, what the hell is wrong with you? It goes back to what I said last podcast. Do these people not realize they cannot carry on like your average college frat boy or like your average blue-collar guy? These people are marketing themselves for the next level or for the next deal. They can't carry on like a normal human being. I don't know what it's going to take for it to sink through to one of these professional or highly elite college athletes' heads. You cannot carry on like a knucklehead.
It's going to take one of them going to jail for a really long time.
Really? Because last time I checked, Plaxico Burress and Michael Vick both went to jail for 3 years, and it still didn't register in anybody's head. You can't be a dumbass.
I said a really long time.
Exactly.
So did Maurice Claret. So did Maurice Claret. But you still need. They need that big person to just be like, you know what? You just pooped your career away, doing something just stupid. Doing something that an everyday person would get caught for and get sent to jail on for a really long time. That's what needs to happen. But it's never going to happen because everybody's held to the higher standard.
Well, that's the thing. If you're held to the higher standard, you should be held to the higher standard all the way across.
Exactly.
I use my job as an example. I go out and get a DUI as a member of the enlisted side of the United States Navy. I'll be disciplined accordingly. However, if my commanding officer does, he will lose his command. The higher you get in the world, the stiffer the punishment should be. It's backwards. It is completely backwards.
You go and shoot up a apartment building with a BB gun.
But it is, I mean, we can go about this all day. The NCAA needs to take a staunch look at this. Instead of looking at the small thing that's costing them money, look at the big thing that's costing their image.
Yep.
Why is it with all the cases we've had over the years? And I'm not just talking about football. There was a Duke lacrosse case in 2001. Yep. There was the Gary Barnett case in Colorado with the female kicker. Why don't they have an independent investigation team that is assigned to the NCAA? Because the NCAA is a billion-dollar organization. Billion, with a B, dollar organization. Why don't they have an independent investigation team that does this? Why are they leaving this to small college town police officers who may or may not have an agenda on the side? It's easy to hide evidence when there's something you need to find. It's easy to cover something up when you have the inside track. They need to have an unbiased source handle these cases and stop focusing on the little things like whether or not some kid is making a couple bucks off his autograph. Yeah. Money is killing it.
Yeah,
I'd be happy with the BCS staying here. I didn't have to worry about whether or not my star quarterback was a rapist. But they're all about the money.
I wonder why can't you think someone that is high profile that has been with Florida State, for example, like Deion Sanders, try to talk to this guy and try to get some sense into him. Someone that's a high profile person that's been with the university and play Deion Sanders. I would hope Jameis Winston will listen to Deion Sanders. Why anybody can't message this kid and tell him what look you're blowing this.
Deion Sanders.
It's not even that. You could blame Jameis Winston, but
I'm not.
I know Kevin's going to get a small chub when I say this. If you look over history, this ain't the first time a dark cloud has hung over Florida State football.
No.
You can go back to 1999 with Peter Warwick and the Vernius Coles at Dillon's. You can go to 2006 with their academic scandal. You can go back to, I believe it was 1993. They had some issues with a few players on the national championship team. This is not the first time a black cloud has been held over Florida State. Florida State, when you look at college football, has almost just as bad as an ugly history as the University of Miami.
Yep.
When it comes to carrying on in a certain way. You can look back to 1999 or 2000, Marvin Minnis, their wide receiver, getting in trouble. This is not the first time this has happened. This is not. And you can't blame the coaching because you know what? Bobby Bowden was there when that happened. Now you got Jimbo Fisher. I don't know why Florida State always gets a free pass for some of the shit that happens there. When the University of Miami, it's kind of been a running joke. If you're a criminal, you want to go to Miami type thing. It's kind of became a running joke in the state of Florida. Why does Florida State get a free pass? And hey, you can't even say that because Circle of Trust with Urban Meyer in Gainesville came back up again.
Yeah, that idiot.
Florida, University of Florida as well has had their issues, but they've been addressed and handled. And they've been handled well by the administration at Florida and at Miami. Like with Emmitt Smith, when Emmitt Smith got arrested in college, that was handled swiftly.
Yep.
When they had the issues with Treon Harris, handled swiftly. And you can say, well, they're just covering that up now. Well, it was handled by the university and it was handled properly. Yep. They suspended him while they did the investigation. There was no, he's still going to play.
Yep.
So why is Florida State, why do schools like Nebraska, Florida State, why do they get a free pass when other schools, SMU in the 80s got the death penalty for less than this?
Yep.
Why is Florida State, why are schools like Florida State, Nebraska, and Ohio State, because Ohio State had a scandal that kind of got brushed under the rug, why are they given a free pass when other schools are nailed to the cross, for lack of a better expression? Why does USC get a free pass?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the John Orr edition of the Balls in Our Court podcast. But I'm glad that he said it because he said exactly what I was going to say. But it's a shame that the NCAA doesn't do something more, like John was saying, to look into these cases and get them done with over with. We're going almost 2 years or a year and a half of this Jameis Winston crap. A year and a half, and they still can't figure it out. They still can't figure it out. And people are going to go, well, they're just by. The best part was FSU sending the letter out to their. And again, John's getting invaded by aliens. Or a washing machine. I don't even want to know what's going on over there.
You getting some feedback there, John?
Yeah, I'm breaking up a little bit. Am I still on?
It sounded like you were near a washing machine.
Yeah, I broke up a little bit.
Yeah, but like,
you're exactly right. Why are certain schools hammered and other schools left the path?
Well, the best part was FSU sent out right before the USA Today brought out their article, sent out a letter to their thing, to their boosters and all their alumni and stuff like that. Don't believe all of this negative stuff you're going to be hearing about us lately. We handled it in the right way and blah, blah, blah. And then a couple hours later, USA Today, which is not some Bleacher Report, someplace like that.
They got street cred.
They got cred. It's USA Today, and they sent this out along with another article being done by, I don't know, a little newspaper called the New York Times. They brought out an article as well saying the same thing. So FSU, now you're trying to cover your butt when you should have just done it the right way to begin with. And now you're going to get called out on it. And I'm sorry, but there's going to be some fire and brimstone, I think, going to get rained down upon Tallahassee coming up pretty soon.
You know what it sounds like when Florida State sent that out to their boosters? Anybody ever had like a female friend that's dating a shady guy? And that guy will always tell her, hey, you're going to hear a lot of stuff about me, but it's not true.
It was the old shit letter.
Yeah. It was the, hey, don't believe everything you hear. I got people lying against me.
Yep. It was the old shit letter.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So I don't know why or how this is going to be handled, but I would fully support, if they find out it was a cover-up at Florida State's behalf, the Reggie Bush treatment. That's the only fair way. But the sad thing is, if he's found out that he had something to do with this rape or was involved in some way where they're physically raping her or setting her up to be raped, he's going to walk through the double jeopardy. And a young girl is not going to see justice done.
Oh, yeah, and that's the worst part. The only thing she'll be able to do is go after him civilly. That's the only thing she'll be able to do is go after a civil case.
She'll get paid.
Oh, yeah, she'll get paid, but that's not what this is all about. It's about it's about everything being mishandled to the utmost degree and justice not being served. And if this was my daughter, I would wanted every single damn thing looked into, and they would have looked into every single damn thing where I'd have been at their doorstep every single day.
Now, I'm not saying he raped her. I'm not accusing him at all. He was acquitted, and until I see other evidence, I will not change my opinion because I do not believe the court of public opinion matters. But some things were covered up, obviously.
Oh, a lot of
and it's not looking good in his favor. I will say that. I will not flat out say he raped her or did it until I see legitimate evidence brought up.
Oh, yeah.
But it's been horribly mishandled.
Oh, yeah.
You can't just blame the university police department.
No,
I did a little research at that debate we had. Tallahassee Police Department had to get involved as well.
Yeah, they had to because it was outside of the jurisdiction of FSU. When all the stuff first started happening, here's the best part about it. She said that a football player named Chris was the first person to come up. You know how much investigation that would have took? You could have Wikipedia'd who was on the team named Chris that year, and 2 people would have come up. One, a big, gigantic white guy, and the other one, the black dude that talked to her. How hard?
You could have got.
They didn't even look into it.
You could have gotten a $3 program at a game.
They didn't even look into it. They didn't even look into that part of it. That's how bad that they did this. That's how bad that it was.
Who was on this case? Barney Fife? I mean, really?
Gosmer Powell?
No. Oh yeah, but geez, Roscoe P.
Right, yeah. Flash, him and Flash were on the case, but it was horrible, terrible. That's just what I'm saying. It was done so bad that someone needs to be held accountable for it. And I think Winston's day will come when they do this little thing that they're going to be doing with the university. His day's going to come, and his day is going to come soon. But FSU's days need to come too. That the whole university's days need to come as well.
All right, let's move it forward here. I guess Todd Gurley. They said
poor Todd Gurley.
They missed the rest of the season. I'm sure Kevin, you knew this, but to people that don't know, in the email, Allen had claimed that he didn't want me to compensate for releasing a video because he's been paid thousands of dollars for his stuff over the last.
And the bad part about it is this guy Allen.
Yeah.
Is a Gator fan.
He said
that was horrible.
He was like, I personally pay him for signing on the video, and I have brought and sold game used equipment from him. And so there was a photo attached to it who closely resembled Gurley, signed a mini University of Georgia helmet
Yeah,
inside
Georgia
the car, and he said